Good afternoon, evening, morning, gents. It's July 4th in the United States of America. Good to have everyone. And MGTOW Absolute Knowledge, Mr. Matt, probably off a hike. Damien, what's going on to you? T-Talks. Yeah, you saw that stream today, T-Talks. That was great. And that's kind of what I want to piggyback on today. If you guys haven't caught it, I'll put a link somewhere on it. But it was with Hammerhand, Chronicles of AJ, Ohio Dan. It was really good. Jawara, stop the home workout to hear Rad. Just keep working out, brother. You broke MGTOW down the definition of how to approach life. Dark Force in the house. Second COVID dose is kicking. My butt just laying around. It's 4th of July. The drive inside. Happy 4th to you, brother. Word Life is in the house. America's DeVille, what it do? Good to see you. He was in the stream as well today. It was kind of hard to comment because the Reverend had the control, so I couldn't really see it. But glad you guys made it. So anyhow, I wanted to piggyback off something that men going their own way is ultimate freedom. It's freedom of you putting your life front and center. And that's all it is. How you deal with your life and how you run it is men going their own way. It's not giving your life to anybody. It's not giving it to a circumstance, a relationship, a woman, a family member, a mother, a father, a career. It's you deciding this is what I'm going to do and this is how I'm going to navigate life. I'm putting myself first. It's simple. That's all it is. If you want to incorporate women in your life, know the risks and the rewards, and know how to deal with female nature. Simple as that. And navigate life with you on the pedestal. The only relationship you need to have is with yourself. That's the only relationship that should be on the pedestal. Nobody else. Right? James Bruce, how's it going? Rad, been a while. Was arrested a few weeks back. What happened? My ex put false allegations against me. Stay strong the last few weeks because of you and others. I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds textbook in the United States for guys going through those same issues. So hang in there. And hopefully you got a good attorney. You got to get a good attorney. The jail system just runs victimless crimes through to parasite off people. Would agree with that 100%, Americus? 100%. Rolo T said men and women are better together. I was talking to a female about this the other day. She says, Rad, you don't believe in marriage, love, long-term commitments, and cohab, but men and women can help each other. And I said, how do you help each other once the dopamine wears off? Can anybody explain to me that? Once the dopamine in your brain goes back to base level, then the contempt enters the relationship. How does it get better? Tell me. You got two brains going at trying to each jockey for position. You tell me how they're better together. Maybe 50 or 40 years ago, the drive inside, they would have been, but not anymore. It's a lot different now. Proverbs 31:3. Oh, which one is that? I'm pretty good with Proverbs. My favorite Proverbs is life and death is in the power of the tongue. Is that Proverbs 7, which is completely true about how you speak to yourself. Yeah. Shout out to brother James, man. Just get a good attorney and keep your nose clean, because women can say anything to get you in trouble. Feminist killer, MGTOW men tired of women. I think we're tired of women. I think men that really wake up realize that worshiping a woman and putting a woman or a relationship on a pedestal just doesn't bring happiness, doesn't bring peace. It weakens a man. So when you're on the pedestal, when you've decided and really accepted where you're at in life and accepted that programming didn't get you anywhere but to a place called suffering, then you decide, hey, I'm moving forward with my goals and my pursuits and what I want to do to achieve peace and tranquility and a way to live that we're happy to live with. It's very difficult to take care of a woman in today's world. It was difficult for me 24 years ago. There's just so much coming at you, and especially today's technology revolution, it's too difficult. Proverbs 31:10 on give you the details of the virtuous woman, no exceptions. Virtuous woman just seems like so 100 years ago, doesn't it? Didn't need an attorney across the pond. We got a solicitor. She claimed domestic abuse years back. No evidence, so I was released. Good for you. Yeah, if there's no record, it's just, yeah, same thing happened to me. They realized there was no record. It was just all a big show to get the man in trouble. So stay clear of her. Hopefully you can have your phone ready at any given time. Try never, ever to be alone with her. Have someone with you at all times. That's the reality we live in, James. So I'm glad that everything worked out. Did the solicitor have one of those wigs, the white wigs that they have in English courts? The old attire from the 1600s? Oh, gotcha. 31:10, the virtuous woman. What is that Proverbs verse that life and death is in the power of the tongue? It's the best Bible scripture of all time. In Brazil, politicians from the right and left joined together to create a law to put a man in jail if he did any kind of psychological. Jeez, Lou, are you kidding me, Ubermensch? Good to see you. If you offend a woman, you can be jailed for up to 2 weeks. But now, when I read that, I look at it and I just say, there's no hope for society. There's no hope. Like, that's ridiculous. Shalom to our UK brothers. The woman breaks down the pedestal. She never's happy no matter how high you may put her up there. Damien laying it down to Chinatown. Love it. No matter how high you put her up, she's still unhappy. Happened in my marriage. Happened in a lot of marriages I saw. But that's absolutely the absolute truth. You can't make them happy. Internal validation only. Right? Needed your words of advice when I was taking in what you've been up to this weekend. 4th of July weekend here, the great day of independence from the British, 1776. It's all about hot dogs and beer. It's a Sunday, so not much going on. But lots of people out enjoying time on the lake, and it's hot. It's really hot. It's 100 degrees. Too hot to do anything, so I'm sitting in here talking to my brothers. Reverend 20 Piece and Turd Flinging Monkey are immature names. I don't know how everybody gets to their names. I always said rebel against defeat like 15 years ago. It's kind of always my thing. But people have funny names. The freedom of knowing I'm never going to lose half my shit when she gets bored. Lord Spawn. There you go. It's going your own way. It's putting you on the pedestal, which brings freedom and peace, tranquility. Accomplishment, completion. That's what it is. It's not about being an incel and hating women. That's bullshit. However, we got off on that. So I bet some liberal cuck invented that and said MGTOWs are incels. And then a bunch of people jumped on the band. Really? A man going... Leonardo DiCaprio is a man going his own way. He never got married, never cohabitates. His relationships are 6 months or less. A little bit longer than mine, but, he gets what he wants and he's out. Next. He never had to share his house or his wealth with anyone. He is a man going his own way. Hopefully he stays that way. Well, regardless if you like his movies or not. Ubermensch, the shame in society is becoming ridiculous. And we are doomed. We're doomed if this is going to happen. Because most men won't stand up. We all fear being locked up or fear that our reputations will be tarnished. In the moment you stand up, you're going to have, especially in the United States, if you stand up and you go against the left, they come after you every which way. Now you're a misogynist, a bigot. They're going to cancel you. They're going to close your businesses. So the more we got to vote with our wallets, we really do. And the wallet is not opening it up to relationships, not opening it up to marriage, not opening up to corporations like Gillette that throw men under the bus, not watching television programs or even pro sports that's become completely pussified. That's where we stand. And we also stand by going our own way and being the example to others. But we'll be shamed by other men as well, so just get ready for it. You get the white knight officers and they'll hold you overnight without evidence. Happens here too. MGTOW is a way to rebuild yourself. Stay strong mentally and physically, says Chill Sentenza. Would agree with you 100%. This is how you rebuild. Put yourself first. Put your desires first. Teddy Boy Smith is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Getting cracked and getting stuffed, that's 4th of July for me. You know what? It's all about gluttony in my house. Steaks, hot dogs, Polish sausage, potato salad, mac and cheese, all the stuff that has no nutritional value. But hey, we love it. Drive inside. Has the system been refined, perfected to the point where the future is everyone competing as individuals? Only time will tell, my brother. It's feminist terminology, a complete inversion of reality. They're trying to change 100,000 years of humanity within 40 years, 40 to 50, right? That don't work. The wheel was never broken. They might call me a racist. Oh my God, DKS 13827. They might. When are they going to stop turning to the FA? The FA brings in a lot of money for court systems. You have to hire an attorney. You have to pay court fines. I don't think anytime soon. So the way you stay out of it, never be alone with a woman. Have a phone on you at all times. Have a log of records if you deal with them. If you're at work, you only speak in work vernacular, work terminology. Never ask them how they're doing, never compliment them, nothing. It's all business. You stand up for yourself when women accuse you having toxic masculinity. They always want to play victim. Damien says it again. They want to rid the world of men. It's sad. 1% to 2% of women are decent. The rest are not of value. That is my literal philosophy. And 1% to 2% of women is 30 to 70 million women on this earth. The rest, female nature. So I hope the women that are watching this are the 1% to 2%. Every wise man buildeth his house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. Yep. Well said, Americas. Well said, Proverbs. How do I back off from a woman at work I've bonded with? How do I let go of the external validation? Well, you have to understand. There's a couple things. Realize that at the end of the night, she takes off all that makeup and charm and goes to bed angry. Typically. Also realize that the only validation you need is of yourself. How was your life before you met her? Who was Teddy Boy Smith before? I guaranteed you internally validated yourself before you even met her. External validation is just a false reality. It's not real. It's her way of getting you to do the things that she wants in the future. That's it. I wouldn't say manipulation. It's just how they work. That's the female brain. T-Tox and James Bond world, leftist men are pussies galore. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Pussificated. Do you still watch Big John? I do. Think everyone knew. He's out on the MGTOW on the map. He is on MGTOW, the Mirror Project. You can still actually YouTube him. There's a couple guys that still put his stuff up. But yeah, solid guy. He has covered every topic under the red pill, MGTOW, hypergamy, female nature that you can imagine. So keep watching him. Everything seems to be fueling the system, man. Family courts stay in business because of no fault divorce, because of women being bored. They want you. They know that when you sign your name to a marriage certificate, the likelihood of you being back in that courthouse is an 80% chance. Now, if you had 80% odds, you would do the same thing, right? They know that 80% of marriages, let's go off their numbers. 50% of marriages are coming back to the courthouse, and they're going to make a shit ton of money rather than that $40 license they got from the marriage, or the license fee they got from the marriage. George Peep, all the way from UK. Is it true that many women marry a man just to divorce after and get half a man's earnings? Yeah. It might be subconscious or it might be conscious, but that is the fact, George. Women just get bored and they move on. Nothing you can do about it. It's called a starter marriage. It says America's absolutely feminist ideology right out of the playbook. Matt, this could be more like an engendered civil war. I think we're in it already. MGTOW Cowboy from the Windy City. Good to have you. Muck up and goes to bed angry. Yes, she does. She goes to bed angry because she knows that wall is approaching very quickly. It's called a gender war. We have been in a gender war for probably 5 decades now. MGTOW compound renovations will be done July 15th. Had to build a home gym to avoid gym women and sure babies, right? A private lounge with a theater. Ooh, that sounds great. Send the pics when you're done. We'd love to see them. Red Mind Man, nice stream earlier. I noticed you in the chat with the Rev. Let's check out his channel, Red Mind Man. I need to get there tonight. Good to have you again. Great work on Rev Channel General. It was a great time with the Rev. He hosted a wonderful chat with good, solid content and great people. The round table was good. You were there. I saw that. We got the Reverend himself in the house. Hey, brother, happy 4th to you. Did a great stream. Thanks for putting that together. I covered a lot of topics, but the freedom aspect of living is where it's at, guys. It's really where we need to move to. It's not about hating women. It's about understanding female nature. It's about understanding how to say no. It's about understanding how to put ourselves on the pedestal. And how do we get better each and every day? We're going to fall back a couple steps, but we can get right back up. We know what makes us happy. We know what makes us have peace and happiness. Call me Coon is in the house. How's it going to you, brother? All is good on the 4th of July. MGTOW walks away, reality hits, society falters, and they will come begging on our terms or we stay happy. Doc Holliday, Texas MGTOW. The old classic Doc Holliday, gangsta. You're absolutely right. You know, something will happen. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, but regardless, if there's a reset, we're going to see a lot of women come back. But then again, the programming in their head is still there. That's one thing we have to remember. There could be a huge apocalypse, but the programming of them being liberal feminists and believing that men are toxic is still in their brains. So we still have to maintain our mode of thinking, which is men first, men on the pedestal. Never again put a relationship or a woman on a pedestal. Women don't want to be on the pedestal. They want to be a complement to your life. But finding a good woman that wants to do that is probably extremely rare. You'd actually have better odds catching tonight a ride on a spaceship with a couple of green aliens than finding a very rare woman. It's as simple as that. Gregory changed his name again, is asking for financial help to pay the 50% ruling. How come he got kicked off, Jawara? I don't understand that. I thought his content was pretty tame. Aaron Dulon, all the way from the great state of Hawaii. Good to see you, and happy 4th to you out there. Have some poi for me. What do you think of Kamala Harris? I don't think anything of her. I think she was very good at laying on her back. And that is all I think about her. Doc Holliday. This is my new favorite channel, says Jim Keen. Appreciate you being here. Check out the other channels, such as Reverend 20 Pieces, FJT, Red Mind Man has a channel, and we'll start linking those below. Lots of good content from very different flavors. Everything seems to be doing very well. We just did a live stream. You can check that out. Go to Reverend's channel. He's got it listed. Signing out, Rad. Early start tomorrow. Have a good night's sleep, and I'm glad you're safe and sound. Hunter Marlowe, how many of your friends are red pill? Ooh, good question. Very, very few. Most of them are married and miserable. No one beats the wall. Would you consider the wall undefeated? Because gravity is undefeated. Lord Spawn. All right, Cheech Chong, preacher. I'm just laying it down to Chinatown. What is with gym women? Women try to play talk shit. Oh, that's a great moniker. Women seek attention. Where else could you get more attention from men than standing in front of a mirror? That's why. The gym is the new nightclub. Remember this, there's a gym for your body, but there's no gym for your face. Lord Spawn, I missed that roundtable. Check the live stream. It's recorded on Reverend's channel. I'll try to get a link to it. MGF Zeta, happy 4th to you. Rad, so true. Absolutely. We are hit it together. Moving and navigating life by understanding what it's like to be aware. That's it. Coach Greg has a video called "Why Is She in the Gym?" Well, it's not for exercise for the most part. It's for attention, right? Hopefully it's saved and you can watch the replay. It's still there. Check his channel out. It's really good. Are liberals pedos? Yeah, I would say a lot of them. Conservative men build things. Now, are all conservative men great? No. I never said like every single man is great. There's a lot of douchebag men. But for the most part, our brain is geared to provide and protect for women, to build and create, and to take ownership and accountability. That's what we are. But there's a lot of sick men out there. Graduate college in 2 years, and I'm working on a plan to backpack in Europe after I graduate, get out of the States if I can. The world will be my playground, says official CPA. I think that would be a guy going his own way. Because you can always come back and get a job. The jobs aren't going anywhere, right? Go and find out who official CPA is in different parts of the world. Perfect. Maddie J, a day for deep thought, Independence Day. Independence of control. MGTOW. Call me Coon, read something earlier about the Swedish government trying to stop men from marrying Thai women. I can bet those bitter masculine women are behind this. Yeah, that came up a couple streams ago. One of our Swedish brothers was talking about that. It's going to come to the U.S. as well. There's probably going to be some sort of bachelor tax or something. Call me Coon. Jill Sentenza, women want to be dominated. If you don't, they will not respect you. They love to be submissive. I would agree with that statement 100%. Even the liberal feminists want to be submissive and dominated. It's still up. Hammerhand, Chronicles of AJ, Reverend, Ohio Dan, myself, and the Voice of Reason. Just a good... Oh, and Garuda Ghost. Great guy out of Netherlands. Check it out. Get your passport. Make sure it's current. What's your take on the phrase they use, "I knew you never loved me"? It's a way for them to escape accountability. That's all it is. That's the quickest way to escape accountability, is to blame and deflect. Right there, brother. Do women in Rad's gym show off and tease? Of course they do. Of course they do. 8 guys with good reps in the sphere. We do it for no money. We don't want money. We want to help men. Because when we help men, we help ourselves. Everything is reciprocal. I do not do this channel. I get more value out of you guys than you could probably get out of me. And that's why I do it. I'm reinforced by the discussion. I'm reinforced by the dialogue. and by men putting their lives first. It's like going to church on Sunday and gathering instead of scattering with that mentality. The drive inside, would you advise MGTOW as permanent or temporary? I appreciate all the great content. MGTOW should be permanent. You should always put yourself first and your purpose. I can care less about the supposed reset. At least I know the truth. They all belong to the streets, and that I am better off investing in my integrity. You're better off investing in your dreams, desires, and goals, and your purpose. If you put somebody else or something else ahead of you, you will suffer. Simple as that. But good comment. FJT is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Hopefully you made that stream. I think I saw you on. It was hard to see the comments from my end. Going our own way should not be with the goal of reforming a system that hates us. Do it for yourself, and who cares about how they respond? Red Pill is about realizing the system is fundamentally flawed. Red Pill is the awareness, and I would agree with that and piggyback on the sense that Red Pill is letting you, Red Pill is the internal validation you seek. Blue Pill is external validation. Blue Pill is giving your control to a person, place, or thing. That's it. And that's the difference between Red Pill and Blue Pill. Red Pill is internal. You take back your power. Blue Pill is give your power to somebody, a woman, a relationship, what have you. Right? Good night, T-Talk. Have a good one. Jeremy Bailey is in the house from the UK. Talking to a friend of mine today. He's getting divorced. She's getting 130,000 pounds from his house, which she paid nothing. He's living with his parents at 45. She's in the house with their kid. Well, that sounds like United States. 90% of divorces. Feel bad for him. Tell him to keep fighting. When is Trump coming back? Mohammed himself. Good to see you, Mohammed. Hopefully soon, because we cannot deal with a weak man at the controls. He is a weak man. Lisa Smith, all the way from Kansas City. Happy Independence Day to you. Americus DeVille, we built it all. The people that roofed my house were all men on a hot roof, 3 stories up. Lefties are all sissies. Lord Spawn. Gonna eat that poi and raw fish get some poke as well. And some macaroni salad. That's pretty popular. And top it off with a nice shaved ice. What do you think of Mike Rochburns? I don't know much about Mike. Tell me what you think. Especially female leftics. It was a woman who said public kinky SCX that pride should be okay to include kids. Also, a woman said it should be okay to F animals. That is a very warped woman who just told you how warped she is. Disgusting. That is the reality of women. A lot of women today, especially liberal feminist women. Alex, finding a good woman is like trying to find Mewtwo in Pokemon Red. There's 1% to 2% of them that exist, Alex. The problem is men, not feminism. Even a pure feminist is submissive. You are in masculine energy. Well, I would agree with that, Chill. I prove it all the time. I've sat across from a table with a feminist. She asked me if I voted for Trump. I pulled out my phone and showed her my ballot with a picture of it, and she didn't get up and leave. In fact, she became even more submissive. Literal projection, says Lord Spawn. When we help men, we help ourselves. A rising tide raises all ships. Great quote, great quote. I remember hearing that quote a while back. 100% MGTOW Cowboy from Chicago. The courts don't care about masculine frame, nor does the fuzz. If the fuzz come a-calling, they don't care about frame. Frame is just another illusion. The bamboozlement of relationship malarkey. Frame does not exist. Frame is just a construct of coaches that want to make money. But you're absolutely right, AD. Men have to stick together. They want us to divide by getting caught up in the race war. Liberals will say white people are the enemy. Can't get caught in the trap. Race war is just the classic. It's easy, right? He said that because he's racist. Martin Luther King wasn't racist. He said only those that have the merit should have the job, regardless of color, sex, creed, culture. And yet, no one ever remembers that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you caught the tail end of the stream. You guys made a dope stream. That's awesome, FJT. Glad you were there. Next time we should get FJT on it. Bunch of guys. Courts don't care about frame, but I don't care about marriage. You will never have to enter a court, my brother, and you don't want to ever enter a courtroom. It's just a moneymaker that fuels the system. Guys, divorce court, watch the show. It's on Netflix. All it is about keeping people employed. It's job security. Lawyers make a ton, judges make a ton. It's all just a huge back room, high-fiving each other. The paralegals are employed. The women that sit behind the court windows are employed. The registers, the recorders, all that crap. It's an industry. It's a bigger industry than computers. But you're right, AD. Do you think liberals are a secret transgender? You know what? That makes sense. Sure. A victim is always seeking external validation, and so potentially transgendered seek external validation. There's no reason you should change and cut your genitals off. There's absolutely zero reason for that. Unless you want attention. Down with the lefties and praise the righties. Apple cider slushy sounds good right about now. There you go, brother. Apple cider is good stuff when it's fresh. I was seeing a female for a little while who was 23, Christian, probably virgin, earning a good income and a well-paying career, pretty respectful and self-respecting. But she wasn't submissive. That's programming. It's programming, That's all it is. But there are good women. And I'm not saying to be submissive, barefoot and pregnant. I'm saying to be a co-pilot. That's all. When I say submissive, it's being a co-pilot to your man, standing behind your man as he protects you. And it's as simple as that. If you need to be around people all the time to feel like you exist, then forget about the red pill. If you can't be a loner, you will keep failing at unplugging. Well said, call me Coon. Well said. Had that femme attitude and ended it. Even the best ones have no interest, bros. You might be onto something. Check out Drew Peacock. What does Drew do? Off to my friend's house, beer, burgers, and boom, kaboom, MGTOW Cowboy. Be safe, brother. Be safe, make some more videos. PUAs have a cringe male superiority complex. I would agree, FJT. It's kind of weird, isn't it? I'm hoping the next time I enter a courtroom is because the collapse is in full swing and I'm there to burn it down. Burn it down, Lord Spawn. Leftists are trans-tarded. Liberalism is a mental disorder, right? That's what leftists are. They don't get it. Barely Good Tennis is in the house. Good to see you. Matt's out the door. He's going to go hike a mountain. I'm down with Rad. If I'm available, I'll definitely join a stream. Love to do something like that. Help me roll. Anonymous Imus from Philippines just got disrespected by a female friend I met on Facebook. You're right about social media. It's just a big bamboozlement. I don't think a female is virgin at 23. You are naive. Jill Sentenza. Send me an invite to Red Mind. The Whisper, I met up with one of my exes over the weekend. How did it go? Did you hold your frame, The Whisper? The reality is there's no such thing as frame. And so if you believe in a frame, a concept of frame, then you don't believe in following your purpose, because frame is giving power to something that is a fantasy. The only power you need is within you right here, the power to create your world by putting yourself first. I think that's very sexy and attractive to a woman of high value when she sees a man on purpose. She has to compete for his attention. And if a man is on purpose, he's not going to be sidetracked by a relationship or the beauty of a woman. But I could be wrong. Jacob's in the house. The bait and switch of the behavior of women following hooking a guy with a baby seems to be very frequent in our current society and transparent. In fact, women on TikTok are saying those things. They're baiting men into marriage by getting pregnant. Be very careful, gents. Be very careful, Jacob. Good to have you. Who do you hate more, Latinos or liberals? Well, I don't hate Latinos. I can't stand liberals. Liberalism is a mental disorder. When we burn it down, it'd be great. Watch Marriage Will by CGA. I've seen that. In fact, Big John did a marriage will, I don't know, 5 years ago. Check that one out too. But it's spot on. Guys, when the dopamine, listen, in all relationships, when the dopamine wears off, it's very difficult to maintain the structure of the relationship as it once was. You have to understand that. It's like when you get a video, I don't play video games. Let's say you play video games. You get that new video game. It's been hyped about for the last 6 months. You get it, you play it. And within 2 days, you're like, all right, I played it, I get it. Dopamine's gone. Next. It's very difficult to maintain. She informed me that she has 5 orbiters. Ooh, only 5. She should have 50. They are all flourishing her gifts, spa days, meals. They're acting as emotional tampons to her. She is giving nothing in return. The whisper. You just described 90% of all men out there today. So if you want to be dating women, do everything opposite of these orbiters. Simple as that. I just saved you $2,000 in an event in Vegas. I summed it up in 10 milliseconds. Maybe not, but she likely was, believe it or not, as close to a Nawal as I had met before. It's going to be difficult to find really a woman that doesn't have all of the programming set, because the majority do. Now, most likely she had good parents and a good family structure. She respected the man because she probably respected her father. But there's still programming in movies and video and television and books and you name it. Why some married in relationship women flirt with single men? George P. Eventually the men are the ones suffering because they like the attention. It's the same with Aisha Curry, Steph Curry's wife, married to one of the most famous NBA players in the last 15 years, and she wants attention from other men. Because one guy that gives her attention provides is not enough. That's why. The whisper, I think her behavior is disgusting. Well, it wears off. And you know who she's interested in, the whisper? She's interested in the guy that gives her no attention. That's it. Soon to rise in the house. Would you marry a foreigner, no paper? It's not like they have any opportunity like modern women. I would never get married again. So that would be a no. Women look low kept nowadays, not even worth to ask for a date, says Robert. A lot of them are showing up in the grocery store in pajamas and Crocs and huge hoodies and just not very attractive. Yeah, they don't care. And they still think they're princesses, Robert. Coltain is great bigs on marriage being communism. You might be right. You might be right. Tell her she lacks the character and is low value. Guys, if you want to understand dating, just go listen to Tom Leykis videos. He's spot on. The title in all caps reminds me of Mel Gibson yelling freedom in Braveheart. Great movie. Men going their own way is putting themselves front and center. It's as simple as that. Putting our purpose and our drive in our relationships with ourselves. That is what's going to bring the most freedom and peace. Putting somebody else on the pedestal or a relationship will not do that. Cold hard truth. So you think every hole is a goal? I'm not going to answer that. When you're with a woman, always listen more than you speak and look into her eyes. She'll know you mean business. There's an old adage in negotiation, he who speaks first loses. So I would agree with that, official CPA. Women change men like toys. That might be the smartest thing I've heard today. Women get bored and move on very quickly, guys. Women collectively disagree with Coach Greg's marriage will, ironically. I wonder why, Jawara. I wonder why. What's to disagree about? Because the truth hurts. That's why. Accountability is something that men take and want women to take, but they don't. Responsibility, taking 100% responsibility for your actions is something that most men receive that memo, but most women have not, or they do not believe it. Women love trips but hate investing in building home up. Short-sighted is what women are. Emotionally, in the moment, most. Which ones have a successful marriage? I don't know. I don't know. My parents, my grandparents, that was in days gone past. The red pill is to understand the true sexual nature of women, but many men are not ready for that. Most men would puke if they were aware. That's why they hide it so much. Good comment. Good comment. I wouldn't invest a penny into her. I can see through her. She exploits men just like her father. I walked away disgusted at what she has become. You know, when you really look outside the box in from maybe a wife or a girlfriend and realize this, you get disgusted. It pisses you off, and it's icky, right? It's just an icky feeling once you realize it. But it's also a great feeling because now you have the cheat code to life. Now you can navigate life by understanding you can't get a return on investment in today's modern landscape in a modern day relationship with the majority, 98% of all women. Fairly good tennis, an orbiter can never be a leader. No, he can't. He's a follower. True masculinity is leadership. Programming is meant to make us follow. Very well said. Very well said. Watch Shawshank Redemption for the first time. Beautiful movie. Proof that it doesn't matter about skin color. Friendship is friendship. We are here because we are united in our male brain. And so the females that are here as well that either understand or are seeking to understand. They go to work attractive but don't dress up. Get pretty around you. Beautiful women all around, that's for sure. There's very, very few quality women. I say 1% to 2%. I know some. Call a wombtard, she's fat, and walk away. They turn into puppies that follow like you have a treat. I think that is a Tom Likas principle. You look like a little tired rat. Everything is all, oh yeah, just chilling. My eyes are kind of like, I don't know if I got some allergies or something. But yeah, all is good. Saying only 1% to 2% of women are good women is bad numbers. They're not in our favor. And that has to do with programming, 1% to 2%. There's some good ladies. I've talked to a couple of good ladies in the last 6 months. I don't know, a handful. But for the majority are seeking attention. They're seeking attention and validation from men. They're seeking resources. They're not putting in effort. There's a lot of douchebags as well. Men that are not good men. So it goes both ways, right? Beautiful life from Laguna Beach is in the stream. Good to see you. Every dong past 5 makes her whole week. Makes her whole week. Lord Spawn. Why not, right? Happy 4th, Rad. Dating after 1 year of freedom, no thanks. You're putting yourself first. It feels good, right? It feels good when you don't have to worship somebody to get attention in return. When you worship yourself, you put yourself on the pedestal, life really moves forward. And that goes for men and women. If you are constantly seeking the validation of a relationship or a partner, you're suffering because you're constantly chasing a carrot. You're constantly seeking the attention of somebody else when you should be seeking the attention of yourself, doing the things that bring you peace and joy. That's what this whole stream is about. Brings freedom. Why don't liberal women shave their blankety blank? I think it's because it's what do they call that? It's I don't know, granola. It's a lot of liberal women don't look good either. They don't take care of themselves very well. A lot of them are ungroomed. Eyebrows are unkept. They don't look good. They don't look attractive. Women like to look attractive. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But yeah, they definitely don't take care of themselves as well as conservative women. Just finished the roundtable. Awesome video, Rad. Much respect. Thanks for being there. And thanks for Reverend for putting that together. That was a good time. Any men who are trapped in marriage, go get some hard cash out of the bank or buy physical silver. Say nothing about it to anyone ever. It could save you at some point. Check out Sweet Padre. Always have good assets on hand. You never know when you might need them. It's always good to be diversified. The round table was excellent. Hammerhand's a good dude, man. He's got some good stuff. In fact, everybody on that podcast was, or that cast was great. Just learned a lot from a bunch of those guys. And whatever we can do to share with each other our experiences is what's going to help us navigate life. I hope I've helped people understand the risks and the rewards. You need to understand that because you can be in a situation that is not favorable in the end. That channel has a video called MGTOW. He brought her to America, and this is how she paid him. Red Vine. I think there's a playbook. Like, guys, the internet is everywhere. The world's flat. All the information exists in every language, culture, and corner of the world. Especially, people are watching the Western world, Canada, America, and realizing, hey, they're basically, duplicating our laws. What are we hearing from other countries? Right? They're doing the same thing. Okay, social media destroyed relationships. I would agree. Facebook and Instagram is just like having a dating app. Well, now they have dating apps, I think, within Facebook and Instagram, right? You can date people. That's interesting. Brad, how is important is sleep? Sleep is very important, but in today's world, it's difficult getting a very good sleep because we're so inundated with the radiation that's going through radio waves and technology and wireless internet. It's messing up our chemistry, so it's difficult. I try to sleep. If I can get 7 hours of sleep a night, I'm happy. But I wake up. I mean, it's just you got to put the phone down an hour before you go to bed. Especially the whole technology that we have in our phones, and it's tough to get a good night's sleep. I would say the best way to sleep is to read a book the last half hour before you go to bed. Exotic sugar baby changer seeking arrangement fee from $4 to $10 grand. Dang. Not worth it, Jawara. My ex used to get way prettier for girls' night out than she would for me. Women don't get dressed for men. They get dressed for women. Typical. Jerron from Brooklyn. Happy White History Month. Just had a Chico stick to celebrate. The old classic Chico stick. And you can top it off with a Laffy Taffy, or remember the Now and Laters that were in like the long, thin packages? And now they come in the little squares, but you could suck on it all day long. Those are the days. Looking for monkey branching. Lots are. Like, boredom sets in really quick, guys. The attention span today of most people is horrible. Horrible, right? I hate all male feminists and feminists. Me too, Lord Spawn. But you ask yourself, Rad, did those douchebags start out that way naturally, or did they become that because they got burned? Probably a combination of upbringing and getting burned. Do you think women know that they are manipulating men for provisions attention? I've asked women in the past to acknowledge their behavior, but they don't take accountability. I think most understand what they're doing. Mulford, most men do not realize that the woman they are with is constantly putting on a facade, or as Americus calls it, a chameleon. Good to have you, Mulford. Yeah. I like a woman that wears very, very, very little makeup. That's natural. Little makeup's okay, not tons of Kardashian makeup. But they understand, sure. Liberal women aren't hot. I would agree with you, Jawara. I haven't talked to my ex for almost a month, says Jordan. Should I ever reach or text her? What would be the reason to do that? You never take an ex back, ever. Girls' night usually means drinking and seeking new supply soon to rise. For the majority, absolutely. Jerron Markel, there is Mother's Day, Father's Day, which has become another Mother's Day, sexual day. The whole month of June is dedicated to the HSs. Can you believe that? Yes, I can. That's what we live in. What's right is now wrong, and what's wrong is now right. Yeah, research hypergamy would be good. Brafalt's Law, Black History Month, Mexican History Month, Cinco de Mayo. They're celebrating everybody else but white history. Who knows? This awareness has no color, and we don't have a color here. Our color is MGTOW. It's as simple as that. Liberal women don't shave because they think they're as macho as men. Lisa Smith says it. I would agree. They think they're manly. There is a movement. I don't want to be gross here, but look up free bleeding. These are women that now do not use menstrual products while they're going through their cycle. It's called free bleeding. Look it up. I was disgusted because they believe that they should freely maneuver in society even during their cycles, and that men have basically put a kibosh on that years ago when they invented the tampon. It's called free bleeding. Disgusting. But that's the world we live in. Mysterio, I was listening to your collab and now I see you on. I will go back to the collab later. Good to have you, brother. Check it out. It was a good time. Sodom and Egypt. What's right is now wrong. What's wrong is now right. You have nothing to gain from it, bro. It shows your weakness. Move on. No contact. Contacting an ex is like trying to unpoop. I always say contacting an ex is like bathing in dirty bathwater. Why would you do it? You need to cut the cord. If you guys had as many options as women have, you would treat them the same way they treat majority of men. MGTOW is not about bashing women. No, it is not. Women have lots of options today. We've allowed it. They've allowed it. Again, put your purpose on the pedestal. Put yourself on the pedestal. I don't even want to reach out to my ex. Don't reach out. There's no reason to. That chapter is closed. You contacting her will give her validation. She will take your energy but give nothing back. Don't waste your time. You're better than that. Well said. Well said, brother. In order to build, you have to maintain the relationship. No other way. Agree with that, AD? Sleep was when you lose the most weight. That's if you work out. Well said, Jerome. Tim L's in the house. I got to add to the sleep topic. Download a free blue light filter called F.Lux. Ooh, I'll check that out. Free blue light screen filter for your desktop and phone, so at night you are not depleting melatonin. Yes, solid. F.Lux. I'm going to definitely. Rad, when we were kids in the 80s, all entertainment ended at midnight. Basically, now it's 24/7 for attention and entertainment. Remember when the TV would go off and it would be like we used to call it snow. We called it snow, right? There was no programming till like 7 a.m. Well said, Mysterio. Social media is portrayed as contacting family only. Reality for women is its shelves for their old supply of potential or your replacement. My wife was texting and chatting with other dudes online. Women get dressed for other men as well as competing against other women. That concept is literally what started the downfall of Rome. I would agree with that 100%. 100%. Beautiful life. People seem to be everything your heart can desire when they see you are taken or married. I would agree with that statement. I would agree with that 100%. What age range do you think don't get divorced? I say 70 and up. Okay, why bother? I think the divorce rate's 70%. First time. Mm-hmm. Physically. Emotionally, mentally, probably another 25%. At 50, it's a great divorce and you are in bad shape. Oh, yeah, it's not good. Lord Spawn, only ex you should contact with is the one you had your kids. Yes, because you need to keep in touch with her about kids. Absolutely. When I say girl next door type, what comes to mind? Ooh. Mary Ann from Gilligan's Island. H. Chem Khan, one thing I don't like about MGTOW Red Pill content makers is that they talk shit about the same system while living in it, paying taxes to make it stronger. A true MGTOW would take his skills money out or live a minimalistic lifestyle. I would agree. Why do businesses turn their logos rainbow? Because it makes them, it labels them as a safe place. They're safe for all the snowflakes. I think it's ridiculous. I mean, all those little rainbows on like all the companies, like on LinkedIn, and I just think it's again, hive mind thinking, right? When females say, "Oh, you let it happen," no, we didn't. Feminism wouldn't have happened without females' full cooperation. Yeah, but we allowed it as well. You know, men did. Men helped fuel it, and it's as simple as that. Took two to tango. Mysterio, I love the sound of an electric guitar going out of the main riff and diving into a solo like Led Zeppelin's Custard Pie. It's a wonderful song. Led Zeppelin's wonderful. I'm just tired of month. Have we changed? Have we gone from June? It's now called Pride, right? And so it goes May, Pride, July. Stupid. Free bleeders are also give me free tampon double thinkers. Yep. Stereo loves the streams. Always great to have everybody here. Great comments as well. English soccer team takes the knee before games now. Oh, it's professional sports has just become who watches them? I mean, all of the professional sports, just the viewership is down significantly. People don't want to see their favorite athletes take a political stand. We want to see athleticism, not political. What's the word I'm looking for? Not their political agenda. Rad, were you ever into comic books? I was never into comic books, unfortunately. Soon to rise, don't be gaslighted. I cheated because you weren't giving me attention is wrong. I would agree. Cheating is immoral regardless of what you have done. Or, it's immoral. If you want to leave the relationship, then leave it. Divorce or, break up. But don't cheat. Leftover women think they're high value. I believe a woman that leaves her husband and goes and plays the field and then comes back and says she's high value, she's not high value. She probably had a good man. Boredom is not an excuse to leave a relationship, especially if you have kids. Women between 20 to 35 that are single and in shape and are soft in personality and affectionate. They are at their operative power. Yeah, I would agree. Good luck finding them. And if you can find them, let me know where they exist. Leftover women are societal abortions. Well, there's not a great place for leftover women. It doesn't vote. It doesn't go well. Unfortunately, a lot of them stay single the rest of their lives. Maintaining a relationship, maybe instead of sleeping pills, slip in the drink. It should be dopamine pills just to keep her interested. God, if somebody invents a way to keep dopamine up in relationships, they might be onto something. MGTOW Cowboy, you only need to know 3 things to fully understand ladies: hypergamy, solipsism, Berfald's Law. I would not disagree with that statement. Woman, what's worse, a woman with a men's haircut or a man with a woman's haircut? I would have to take the first one, a woman with a man's haircut. Because a lot of guys have long hair. Americas, they're both abominations. I want to see what female manipulation really looks like. Watch the movie Samson. It's here on YouTube. Female nature has never really changed and never will. It goes all the way back to Eve. Call me coon. Eve got Adam to partake, which led them being expelled from the Garden of Eden. Staying single, living large, says David Cummings. Samson was a Jezebel, made him cut his hair. Yes, she did. Don't underestimate the power of a female in your life. I grew up with 3 channels on TV, and one was always snow. There you go. I remember that, like at 11 o'clock on a Saturday night, it would go to snow. My friend's douchebag ex-wife met her next man online. Any woman can get out of her marriage and get with another man right away. You are absolutely right. You see it all the time. If all females are so different, why do we have the expression know how to treat a woman? Jerron Markel, very well said. I think respect is something that is earned, and respect should be earned. Simple as that. What are the beaches like in Utah? At the lakes, granular sand, dirt sand. I don't know if it's kind of brown, dirty sand. But there you go. Tim L. on the subject of music. If anyone likes hard rock and wants to check out my free music, what kind of music do you play, brother? Not just regular men. Weak men have made the world what it is. Today it has. To be a weak man is trendy. To be skinny and have a soft voice and no masculine attributes is attractive. Gross. Women are forever 21, says Women Drive Like DS. At my brother's house for a barbecue, happy 4th men don't get married, says the forever bachelor Timmy. Headed to San Diego next week. NFL literally put out an ad the other day which said in black and white, the NFL is GAY. Good luck with your viewership. I just saw an NFL player just came out. I just, to me, it's, when I was in junior high and high school, we watched strong, Mike Singletary and who's the guy that took down Joe Theismann and broke his leg and the leg popped out? Lawrence somebody. But strong men that were tough. John Riggins, who played for the Washington Redskins, that running back that would run over everybody. Emmitt Smith. And now we got guys that are taking knees and are just pathetic. It's just, who's going to watch that? Right? Beautiful life. The rules of engagement work better when you are about to enter the war zone. Solid advice there, girl. Enjoy the barbecue for Timmy Kramer. I can see your point when you said men fueled feminism. Men do fund it. I stand corrected. Well, men are part of it, especially male judges that wear black robes that are feminists as well, right? Somehow it started. What do you think of Ali throwing away his belt in the 60s to make a political statement? I don't know. I mean, Muhammad Ali is the greatest fighter of all time. But look, if you're an athlete, stick to athleticism. Don't take a political stand. Even Jordan was asked when in his in the 80s about I think it was a black congressman going against a white guy in North Carolina. He kept his mouth shut. And now they all pop up. LeBron James is constantly popping his mouth off. We don't care what LeBron James thinks politically. Let's watch him play basketball. That's why we watch him. Vegetarian MGTOW brother, upset we're eating steak and burgers during the holiday. Yes. One of my female friends thinks that there are more women for men than vice versa. I said it's opposite. Good women are scarce. Would agree with that statement 100%, Mysterio. The she economy will eventually become the economy. The gynocentric females will fuel with full control over the USA. They don't find you attractive, you're going to be homeless and starve. Potentially. But the economy is already gynocentric. 90% of all wealth or all money is spent by females. Places where leftover women congregate, poverty, homelessness, suicide, chronic singledom, cat cafes. Single women, there's not a great place for them in society. It really isn't. Their calling is to be in a partnership with the man and take care of the kids and potentially the grandkids. Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. 1 Timothy. What's the advantage of a tubeless bike tire? They don't puncture tubes. And you run Stan's liquids, which will... The only thing with tubeless is if you get a pinch flat or a large flat, you need a new tire. But you can also put, if you wrecked your tubeless tire and it can't run tubeless, you can still put a tube in it. I've done both. Good women definitely are more scarce. Bible says they are more rare than rubies. Did Paul say that in Corinthians? Read mine. Avoid flats, having to buy more new tubes. Always carry an extra tube when you ride tubeless. My buddy popped a tire last week, 8 miles up, and he was glad that he had an extra tube because he could not repair his tubeless. Well, there's new stuff that you can put in for a temporary fix, but you're right. People compare my stuff to Megadeth, Metallica, and Iron Maiden. I'd like to check that out. Send me a link. Any Dream Theater fans in here? I absolutely love him, especially my fave Jordan Rudess. I play keyboards, and he is a strong inspiration for me. I have heard of Dream Theater. I should check him out more. Lawrence Taylor was his name. Remember, he tackled Joe Theismann, and his leg snapped and came out of his skin. NFL replacing hot young cheerleaders with men. Oh, jeez. Life is the opposite for men and women. Women get default attention. Men have to earn their attention when it comes to them. Yeah, we definitely have a higher bar to achieve. Men who take knees are weak. Thank you, Colin Dick. Playing guitar 24 years, says Tim. I love me some guitar as well, Tim. I'll check you out. Men get better looking as they age. Women not so much unless they really work at it. I have seen a very attractive 47-year-old that looks very, very young, and she takes care of herself. And she doesn't wear a shit ton of makeup. Go figure. I wonder what would have happened if Adam went his own way before his naked babe offered him the fruit. I would have liked to see that in the alt ending. Well, you wonder. But it's all about the beginning of life, right? He had to go that way so we'd all be born. Emmett Smith's wife took his spoils. Yes, she did. George Chuvalo could have been the greatest ever. It was more technical. Emmett was a good guy. He got blindsided. I would agree. Herschel Walker. Remember Herschel Walker? How do I stop feeling bad when a girl I'm friendly with is hot and cold with her attention? You're giving her power, Teddy. That's what you're doing. Keep the power within you. You'll never, ever get sad. The more you give her external validation and need her attention is when you suffer. Why did you start making your live streams longer? I don't know, because I got lots of questions from Mysterio. It's just fun to talk to everyone, that's all. I do enjoy hearing from everyone and learning from everyone's perspective and experience. 90% of local malls set up as for women. Go to Macy's. Look at the amount of products geared for women. 80 to 90%. Olympics have approved a transgender weightlifter from New Zealand. I saw that. Guys, look at the shit show we're watching. Look at the shit show. It's free to watch. I feel any one of you that aspire to have children today's day, David Cummings, let's see, where's your next comment? I feel any one of you that aspire to have children today's day, and well, let's get that. More than 80% of consumerism is directed by women. Yes, it is. Do you think Ron DeSantis will run for president? I do. Children, a son is the only thing I miss. Yeah, I mean, men want to create. We are geared to biologically extend our posterity. Manny Pacquiao is in hot seat right now in our country as he uttered controversial views in politics. Now a lot of Filipinos bash him. Interesting. Edgar Neal, sup, man? Good to see you. Brad, check out the album called The Astonishing. Okay. I'll check that out. Dream Theater. Emmett lived in his bubble, Edgar Neal says. Do your sons get along with each other? I like the Hardy Boys. They do. They're very good friends. Who can find a virtuous wife? For her worth is far above rubies. 3110 Proverbs. They are harder to find than rubies. Even back, how many years was Proverbs? 2,100 years ago? I find one upright man among 1,000, but not one upright woman among them all. Even the Bible, spit in truth. Charge women for your non-sexual attention. Remove your attention and put it back on yourself. AJ Castro, it's time for men to stop the worship of women. Women don't want to be worshipped if you're in a relationship. I mean, they want to be worshipped in the sense that they like the attention. But if you're in a relationship, they don't want to be smothered by your worship. It's the complete opposite. They want to be a compliment. They want you on your purpose. When English national soccer team takes the knee, the fans boo. So they now play cheering through the PA system. It's ridiculous. Love yourself more and set big goals, says Jordan. Like, get outside and write a list why you are not together with your ex with the cons of her. I have 16 reasons. I read it every day. It helps so much to move forward. I tell people that. Pros and cons. You're getting over a breakup. Read it every day. Every time you feel sad or You start thinking about her. Well said, Jordan. I enjoy your streams. They help my daily agenda. Well, we always appreciate you guys being here as well. Most women want children and often ask men to become family men in order to keep the relationship going. Oftentimes, when a man enters a relationship with a woman, he has to change his life, says Mulford. Yeah, very well said. We do a lot of sacrifice. Vera Wang is the world record holder for longest even battle against the wall. She's 70 years old and looks 20. Is she the one that makes those throw pillows? I think my wife was into her. Beautiful Life should know who Vera Wang is. Rad, what's a good first mountain bike? Go for a Trek. Treks are decent. Good components. A Norco. I ride a Santa Cruz, a little bit more expensive. Or a Giant. Those would be good bikes. Giant or Trek. So many of these women are bisexual, says Eli Stevenson. Almost 40% of them I've dated, 18 to 25, have had a lesbian. I don't know what the reason is for that. It's because it's trendy. It's trendy and fits in that liberal idea. Free love. It's cool. Now, again, they're going to be born-again virgins in 5 to 10 years and look for a strong, high-value man that makes $10 million a year. Bill Cosby, another example of how easy it is to destroy men. These allegations don't have to be true. Public opinion does the job quite well. Razor Fist did a video on Bill Cosby. I would highly recommend everybody watch it. Razor Fist is his handle. Big John was the first freedom talker I heard years back. Total legend, Jimmy. Total legend. It was the guy I listened to. He was the one that set me straight. How old do you think the Earth is? I don't know. I mean, they keep finding Homo sapiens or hominoids that are like 40,000 years. I don't know. Let's see what Geron says. 3.5 billion years old, probably. Is raising a son in a feminine environment child abuse? I would think so. They don't think it is. They want to rid the boy of masculinity. Right? Thank you, Cheaper Groceries. It's a bad time to raise kids in today's society. It's tough. There's so many distractions now. So many. Especially with technology. And the parent loses control. No matter how it happens, if I ever get an STR or an LTR, that woman, we will not be in each other's presence 24/7. Too much togetherness kills relationship. Well said. Familiarity breeds contempt. The more you're around each other, the more you dislike each other. Well said, Mr. There's a woman in the restaurant I eat, kind of like going to try to ask her out. See if you get her signals. Earth is 4.5 billion years, says Shamus Michael Richard Duffy. Good to have you in the house. Tell me where you're at. Am I simping? I think there are some good women out there, and I just have to try and take chances. I don't think you should approach a woman unless she gives you signals. But no, it's okay. Just know what you're getting into. The risks and rewards, the return on investment is very, very rare and very low. So you can go and ask her out and she rejects you. That might hurt your ego. Small talk. I have noticed that too. Women's line, if they even have one, is way further into perversion than most men. They get their engine going off. Most men can't. I don't know what the female psyche is like today. It just seems odd. The promiscuity is out of control. If it was real, what spaceship would you like to be on and take the spin? The Falcon or Enterprise? Starship Enterprise. Recent blind poll revealed that women have effed more women than men have effed women. This is disturbing. Oh, I would think that. It's disturbing and disgusting. Have you ever done sword fighting? Are you talking about the swords? No. What is that? What do they call sword fighting? What's the technical term they do in the Olympics? I can't think of that right now. Human evolution has been going on for 12 million years. Fencing. Human evolution has been going on for 12 million years, says Lord Spawn. Yes, and it's still continuing. Love Big John. After Tom Likas red-pilled me, I started watching Big John. Big John's where it's at, man. And he's still on MGTOW Mirror Project. Check him out. Transgendered are allowed in women's tennis, have been since the 70s. Not a lot of people know that. Might be some playing now. Jeez. That's interesting. Mike's in the house. Bringing kids into this world is suffering for the parent, the kid, themselves, and society. I wouldn't do it again, guys. I would not do it again. Now, knowing what I know now, even though I love my kids, I would not do it again. Peace out, chill. What type of signals mean a woman likes you? Smiles, looks at you in the eyes, asks you questions about yourself, touches her hair, looks interested. Big John, Sandman, Thinking Ape, and a couple others helped me with Red Pill Awakening 5 years ago, says Jefe Salcero, and me as well. Earliest hominoid ancestors to the first Homo genus was 10 million. From the first Homo genus to Homo sapiens, sapiens is 2 million. There you go, guys. 10 million years ago was the first. No signals, no approach. Why approach a female who doesn't know you're there? Never approach on a cold approach because she's attractive. You need the signs if you're going to approach her. Signals. Not hard. She smiles. She asks you about yourself. Who are you? Touches her hair. Looks interested. Those are the signals. Well said, Jerome. The female psyche is entitlement. I would agree. The real enemy is the simps, says Sam T. They do definitely continue to push the agenda. I would agree. Sam T in the house. Jerron Markel, I did fencing. Yeah. Let's see. Yep, fencing was it. I couldn't think about it for a second. You guys came up with it. Good for it. Isn't sword fighting when you and your other guy pee across paths? Might have been in high school. Kendo, Kenjutsu. You shouldn't approach women at all. Build yourself, says Uncle Guns. In your life, do this high enough and you will have your pick. They will approach you. Well said. A lot of guys don't get it. Chasing a woman turns a woman off. Chasing purpose turns a woman on. There's the cold hard truth. That's what Uncle Guns just said. If a woman show your interest, just walk to her and tell her you want to F her in your words. They respect it. She will accept or not, but don't lose time with BS. I have a funny story about that. Has anyone ever adopted? Not me. I have a friend who is a school teacher and she has to teach explicit lessons, including graphic homosexual lessons. I hear that's what's happening. In fact, my youngest had to go through some weird sexual, we had to go to a meeting because they were talking about homosexuality. I mean, no, they got to talk about it because it's prevalent. I mean, the month of June is dedicated, so they're going to have to bring it out somehow. Since 19, I see a big shift in men and women dynamics. The days of men wifing up women in the honeymoon stage are over. I would agree. Beautiful life. It is of great quality to be generous with your time to help others get through a difficult time. Earning a compliment is where the value is. Attention is attention. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Back when I was at Blue Pill TradCon, I ran across Big John. And remember, he just seemed like a super angry, bitter dude. If only my future self could have told me I was sprinting toward divorce. He definitely dropped the F-bomb a lot, man. But he had every reason to do that. Just do like Cartman and shove a cucumber in your pants while wearing an helmet suit. When I was in school in the 90s, sex ed was about contraceptives and STDs. Yes, it was. The Ice Age 70,000 years ago is one that evolved female nature as it is today. Not this PCBS. A lot of politically correctness. Saber fencing. I don't know what that is, Mysterio. That's why you have to take time to evaluate information. As the Beastie Boys say, where'd you get your information from? If she touches you, calls you a player, and gets closer to you, you got something to work with. But touching is a big one. Females don't put their hands on nothing they don't like. Well said, Jerome. Do you like Vladimir Putin? I think he's a strong man. He is a strong man. And guess who is not a strong man in the free world? You got it. It also evolved men to get stupid when aroused, so our need to shag overrides female nasties. Yeah, I would agree with that statement. I love that foreign girls in foreign countries are not politicized like the ones in America. There are some countries where women are more submissive and feminine, but female nature abounds in all corners, countries, and cultures of this world. Should schools even be teaching sex ed? Again, lack of parent teaching their kids, like public ed has to stop. Well, yeah, you got truth in that. You as a parent should teach your kids the birds and the bees as well. If I had alphabet soup kids, I'd still love them. I would just say I think they will regret it later on, especially being trans. Sure. I would do the same thing. They're my offspring. It's Marxism. Schools teach your children. Public education is not worth it. What they're teaching, the brainwash indoctrination, is not good. Look at our kids today. The more affectionate a woman is with you, the easier the relationship will be, says Mysterio. I would agree with that. Why do girls lure you in to get interested and then back off? Because they have other options. They got bored. The guy they wanted appeared back in their life. You want to see if a female likes you? Do what I do. Wear sweatpants with no underwear. You'll see female nature at its best. You might be onto something, Jerome. Build yourself up while keeping an eye on how women operate is the way to go. You don't want to be another useful, wealthy idiot. Saber fencing is basically Zorro. Gotcha. Putin bench presses Kamala and Biden. He writes bears and drinks vodka. President houseplant is a joke. I don't care what side you're on. Guys, the countries with the most power have the strongest men in leadership. Why do you think Trump was so hated? Just think of this, fellas. You have to be rich in order to get a broke chick, and she will downplay your success. You're never rich enough. That's the deal. You're never rich enough. How much do you think amusement park should be for a day? Ha! 50, $30. My mother and aunt told me you'll find the right one. What do you tell family when they shame you for going your own way? No one's ever said anything. I mean, my family will say, like, you need a solid woman in your life. And I said, okay, find me one. That's all I say. And they basically go quiet. All these hyenas are opportunistic, says AJ Castro. They don't like conservative men when it fits them. No, they don't. A conservative man is a strong man. A liberal man is a weak man. That's why they like weak men, so they can control. They can't control a conservative, strong man. Foreign women are after a green card. If you marry a foreign woman, stay there because, especially in Asian country, divorce laws favor men. Don't bring them back. Actions speak louder than words. FPS Bog, shout out from Brazil. Obrigado. MGTOW's growing here as the feminist laws keep getting approved. Recently, they approved prison for psychological violence. Dating has become dangerous for men now. Jeez. I think Macho Toxico did something on that. It's just everywhere you go. You can't. Pretty soon, if you open your eyes, it's a crime. As long as she perceives she always needs to be chasing you, she will never stop doing so. The moment she stops chasing you because you liked her is the moment she moves on. Your sons will be better off if they hold off on any LTR. I would agree. That's what I've told them. Those exact words, Mr. Focus on themselves, stack bills, build skills. 99% of politics is hot air talk. It's bamboozlement. It's just ways. It's just a bunch of much ado about nothing. Them luring you is their goal. It's not like anything beyond that. Once you bite in their lure like a fish, they have caught you. They release you. Mission accomplished. Well said, red mind man. If the liberals are weak, why have they dominated party-wise in the USA? Because there's more liberals than conservatives, especially in the voting demographic. You are only valued based on your attention and resources. Once they get it, you've lost and they move on. Build yourself and save your time and energy. Guys, we're talking about going our own way, which brings freedom, which is building ourselves, which is putting ourselves and our purpose first. Never, ever put a relationship or a woman first. Let her be a compliment if you do invite one into your life. And hopefully she is in the 1% to 2%. It's really that simple. I became more political as time goes on, and you will become more political when, or not, I would say not political, your mindset will turn to more conservative, strong values than ever. Once you realize this. Diana Davison released a vid entitled, "It's Now Illegal to Massage Your Wife." Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. I'm not just trying anything anymore. Dems piss me off. Republicans don't do anything to oppose the madness. Trump was good. We need him back. Well, Republicans have pussified themselves. Our government system is just literally, it's just an entitlement. They don't do it to create laws. They do it just to keep their popularity up and to make money, and then to become lobbyists after. Copying Mysterio's random, do you think we ever made it to the moon? I'm very skeptical that we did. We haven't been back. Nobody's been back. No other country's been back. How come the technology we have today, how come we haven't been back? It's weird. What do you think is the truth of the JFK assassination? I think that he was trying to expose something that the higher ups did not want exposed. It could have been the Federal Reserve System. It could have been all sorts of things. And they took him out because of it. I think he was probably a decent dude. I mean, yeah, he was cheating on his wife with Marilyn Monroe, but he was trying to expose, something. At 50, I have a lot of brainwashing to wash out of my head about women. So does everybody, Mysterio. So does everybody. Liberals always promise free gifts, but then sneak up behind you to shove 8 inches of taxes up your. There's nothing free, guys. Nothing. If they say it's free, you're the product. They will get you. I walked in the kitchen and saw my wife chopping up onions, which made me cry. Onions was good. There you go. Being single, Casper Galing is in the house, and MGTOW every day is Independence Day. Well said. Apolitical is not political. That's my man. You guys have a great night. This has been wonderful. Remember, put yourself on the pedestal. That is what brings freedom. Let's rebel against defeat. Chase excellence, masculinity, men first.